Hey everybody, Matt Yonkovit, HOSS, or Head of Open Source Strategy here at Percona. Wanted to thank you for joining this Percona Tech Talk. We're really excited about today's episode. We hope you enjoy it.
Hi guys.
Yes.
How are you?
Hi, Sanja.
Hi.
So everybody who's watching this video is going to ask, why am I wearing this crazy hat? And you're probably going to ask, why does Sanja look like a fighter pilot? The answer to that,
there are reasons.
There are reasons, which I won't get into, but it involves a self haircut.
On which end?
But I won't say by who. So I'll leave that up to you.
And I did a good job of myself, didn't I?
Well, the self haircut for Brandon, that's not his real hair. I had to put that on with the post editing. So you might be wondering why Sanja and Matt from the community team here at Percona are wearing the funny hats, but that's why it involves a haircut.
From Matt's side, I'm just expressing my solidarity.
Totally.
And we welcome you.
Totally. My head might be saying no, but my mouth is saying yes.
The duck chicken is definitely saying yes.
Yes. And so the duck chicken actually flaps his wings too.
Oh my God.
I know, you're jealous.
So that's the real fighter pilot.
Well, I don't know. But thank you everyone for joining us after that really long introduction. Because we love the long introductions, but I couldn't just have the hat and the fighter pilot look without having a discussion. Yes, although I'm not quite sure what the mask has to do with the haircut, but we'll just leave it.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll just
coronavirus.
Go with it. Yes. We'll just go with it. Okay.
I'm sure there's something on the internet about how it can be transferred via microphone. So.
Really? Oh, yes.
Not really.
Yeah.
But we can make it up.
Oh, you're starting rumors now. Quit it. Quit starting rumors. All right. So we're here to talk to Brandon. Okay.
Brandon. Hi, Brandon.
Yeah. Yes.
Pleasure to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see most of Sanja. You can see her eyes, right?
Exactly.
So that's all you could see. But that's okay. So Brandon, you're here. You've joined Percona last year.
I did.
You're working on our platform, PMM, and our DBaaS solutions. And we're here to talk about integrated alerting. And integrating alerting is in preview right now. And so I'm hoping maybe you could give us a little bit of background on integrated alerting and why it's important.
Sure.
And try not to get too distracted by the craziness that is the hat.
His hat.
Gotcha.
or the VR goggles,
which constitute a hat in some cases, I guess. Sure. Integrated alerting. We have had alerting capabilities in PMM for some time in terms of integration with third-party alerting systems from either Grafana or Prometheus's Alert Manager. But there's a difference in being able to actually build out your rules, your alert rules directly inside of the application and make it native inside of PMM. And that's really the feedback that we received and why we started to build out that functionality. And as you said, it's in a tech preview. Yes, it's a minimum viable product in terms of being able to get the core functionality of getting through an alert, meaning that you're able to build out that alert and get it all the way to the point in which the alert is actually notifying you when it crosses the thresholds that you set in your business rule. But yeah, that there will continue to be new functionality added to the integrated alerting, and we're absolutely looking for feedback from the community so that we're making sure that we're building it the way you want to use it and what's most important for you.
So Brandon, I apologize for almost making you crack up several times while you stare at my hat. But I know that it's important to get the community feedback, but it's also important to get, potentially contributions to not only this, but other PMM, activities. And so I'm curious, when we talk about like, the roadmap and where this is going, we're really trying to make this community driven, user driven. We want to make this so this is not just Percona's product. It's not Percona's monitoring and management. It's really, the communities and the open source spaces monitoring and management for databases. And so, you're asking us to go out, try it, test it, provide you with feedback. How would we do that? What's the best way to provide that feedback, to give you, suggestions?
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, the software is these previews are actually built directly into PMM. So just go out, download the latest version of the application. As of this moment, it's version 2.13, but that'll continue to increment every month. We have a new release behind it. Once you get that installed, there's actually variables that these are called feature flagged or feature tagged type of releases, where the functionality is in the application, but needs to be turned on. And so go to the settings page, turn that integrated alerting functionality on in order to actually make it seen. Go in, do that testing, and then either through the forums is a great place to go out. There's a category for PMM. Make a posting about some of your feedback. You can also go out, open a Jira ticket if you find a defect, a bug that you need to report about the functionality. Those are the types of ways in which we want to hear from you.
I think from tomorrow on, we also have a public Slack, so the feedback can come directly to Slack. Or
Perfect.
an even better version is to maybe write a blog post about how that works in their whole infrastructure. Basically, everything that you're doing with this would be great to know, or have a blog post about, or have any type of feedback about. That can come in Slack. It's great because then we can discuss directly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, part of this is not only testing the integrated alerting features, which I think the community has asked for over and over again, but we've also got our database as a service preview out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah.
And so this is where you have the capability as end users to manage your databases through Kubernetes directly in a PMM interface, which is also a feature flag, correct?
It is. That's right. Also in a preview, meaning that, the main thing that we mean by preview is that, yes, we have some capabilities that we want to start getting feedback on, but we're continuing to develop. We understand that there's more functionality that has been requested around it. And so we're continuing to add that functionality. We don't actually expect the DBaaS capabilities to go into what we call general availability or GA until very late this year, 2021. So you can see that we're going to be going through this preview testing mode for quite some time.
Okay. And let me be serious with the audience here.
Okay. We're ready for you.
I was just teasing. I just wanted to do that because I had the hat on and it's funny. But no, in all seriousness, database as a service functionality in PMM, especially with Kubernetes, is very important for a lot of people because it allows you to have the portability between different cloud environments. So if you want to move from hybrid, on-prem to a cloud environment or back and forth, having that capability to run your databases and set them up in Kubernetes is actually a pretty good way. And if you listen to previous, video podcasts from this, you've heard from Sergey, who talks about some of the operators and some of the work we're doing there, which is great. But we're not only looking for you to test, try out, give feedback. We'd also love for you to, contribute back. So, we've talked about this before, and I've offered T-shirts. I'll even offer hats like this to people if they're willing or want to contribute dashboards back or, external exporters to help us extend PMM and help people in the community. Sanja, you're building out a program to help with contributions. Maybe tell us a little bit about, how people might want to get started. What are some of the things that are important to them? People are scared sometimes to just, think about, giving feedback, writing a blog post, doing a tutorial. let alone
So,
any sort of like code or dashboard.
showing their hair or people are scared all over the place.
Especially if they cut it themselves in a random fit of, let's just do it. No one's gonna see it anyway. Anyway, moving on. We do actually have talks at FOSDEM soon. Both Matt and I are talking about open source in different ways. You can see my shocked expression, right? Anyway, so one of the talks is going to be tools and concepts of how to open source your project. But in general, if you just want to contribute, there are plenty of ways apart from contributing to documentation, writing blog posts, giving talks, answering questions in forums, and participating in the soon Slack community. I mean, I'm talking about any open source project out there, not just Percona's, where you basically pick something that you're really interested in and you go all in and try to participate. There's working groups, special interest groups and stuff. And this is falling down. We're hiding this one. But yeah, so you have to know what you're comfortable with. Sometimes people are really good designers and illustrators, and logos are always needed. I mean, we sure definitely need logos and that type of thing. So we're even happy about those type of contributions. And what you can do now is we're also opening up a roadmap for operators soon enough. So basically, we're going to have most of it on GitHub because people are already there who are contributing with code. So within the next 1 to 2 months, we're going to have our community website on there. People can contribute directly with blog posts. We have, I mean, the easiest way to get into it now, if you want to contribute to Percona, is by going to the forums and joining our Slack and just joining the discussion, basically. And from there on, we can build things. For example, if someone wants to give a talk about anything Percona, it's best to get directly in contact with us, and we will help with material. We will help with how to do this talk if you're getting into public speaking, that type of thing. I mean, for anyone who is already a software engineer and just wants to contribute code, they can do that as well. There, it's also best to get in contact with us or wait a little bit until we have really good contribution guidelines up. But there are plenty of ways to contribute to open source. It's not just about code.
All right. Well, great. So, we really encourage everybody to go out there and try the tech previews that are available for DBaaS and integrated alerting. We'd also recommend that you do try to contribute to open source projects, because you know what? Open source projects are only as good as the community and your involvement and how much you help. I'd also encourage you to, follow us here on the YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn. But I would also encourage you to put in the comments whether, I wore my hat better than Sanja wore her goggles. And if we can get, let's say 100 comments, I'll let you guys decide whether I should wear this hat again or I should burn it. So I will let the community decide.
Are we allowed to comment too?
You're allowed to comment too, but not 100 times. Your comments.
You didn't specify again.
Well, I just did. So thank you for pointing out my loopholes. So, all right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Brandon, for coming on. And we're sorry that we had such crazy hats for you today, but we're going to keep it light and fluffy.
We hope you had as much fun as we did with that episode, and we really appreciate you hanging out with us. What would really help us out is if you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, like it. Also, follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere that Percona is. Welcome to the Percona community. We're really excited to have you here, and we can't wait to give you more awesome topics.